We're here in the upper intertidal zone where organisms must be adapted to being out of the water for extended periods of time. And we have 3 different examples of organisms that have those adaptations, and they're all very closely huddled together on this particular cliff here. So the majority of what you see are blue mussels, or California mussels. And they're very tightly gathered together in here. In fact, you can not even see the rock beneath it. They're so tightly clustered. And what they do is they, during their juvenile stage, they're actually free floating in the ocean, and they're looking for an attachment site. And a rock like this is a perfect place for an attachment site. So they attach with what are called byssus threads, which are very strong threads. And in fact, it's one of the strongest types of natural adhesives known. So that's what helps protect them from being pried off of these rocks. During low tide like this, they all close up, but during high tide, they'll open up and allow seawater to pass through their shell, and these mussels then feed on the microscopic organisms that live in seawater. Another type of organism here are the gooseneck barnacles, and they have a kind of a different look to them. They're more of a whitish look, and they have a very similar feeding and attachment structure. They have a strong stalk that they actually attach right onto the rock. So they're crowded in here too. And then growing on top of both the acorn, or on top of the blue mussels and the gooseneck barnacles, are acorn barnacles. And they're small, white, they almost look like tiny little volcanoes. Some of them can be maybe a ½ inch high. And they're actually not related to these other barnacles at all, or the mussels. They're actually related more closely to shrimp. So when they're in their juvenile stage, they're also free floating, looking for an attachment site. They actually attach with their head first, they build a shell, and then their shell protects them during the low tide time. During high tide then, they open the hole in their shell. They actually stick their feeding structure, which is actually their legs, out through their shell, and they comb the water with their legs for those same kinds of microscopic particles and marine organisms that live in seawater. So interesting adaptations for 3 organisms that live here in the upper intertidal zone.